Hi there. Hello. Push all these buttons. Do I push all the proper buttons? I have a microphone this time. I have a microphone this time. That appears to be all correct. Hi, it's a mess in my office. I don't even want to... It's bad. It's bad. I tried to make it a little less messy here, but just, I mean, even in the, like, you can see some mess, like, sneaking into the shot. Just hide some... Ooh, it's bad. My desk, it's a mess. These shelves, disastrous. It's been that kind of, you know, it's been a few weeks of projects and things that are just... You know. So, rather than clean that, and rather than work on anything I should, which should probably be taxes, I'm going to take this thing apart. This thing here. And for no real reason other than I like the enclosure, and it seems like it's an enclosure that I could repurpose for something kind of interesting. So probably today is just going to be kind of like taking it apart and breaking it. So that's my only plan. It's the plan for today. Just grab this and break it. I mean, like saying break it is sort of a weird statement because who knows? Because I don't even know what it does. So it's some kind of calibration unit that previously belonged to... I think we looked at this a little bit one time. So it has not been calibrated. The last calibration date was 1983. Was due for a calibration in 1984. Presumably that did not happen. Hazardous voltage, no serviceable parts inside, etc., etc., etc. I believe it is a piece of test equipment associated with broadcast television, television or broadcast or something in that realm. I don't know exactly, but it's, I don't know, it's a neat enclosure. There's things I like about it. Seems like it could be interesting to just strip everything out and stick a teensy in here or something. There's some things about it that are pretty weird. There's no connectors on the sides or back. I have to assume that this was just kind of a general purpose enclosure, and then that the specific, you would just design a faceplate and stick it on it, and then it would be used. So maybe this is like purpose built. I don't know. Doesn't have I don't know, anything that looks like a maker's mark or manufacturing mark that I can obviously see, but what do I know? It has two buttons. Hello, life is yours. It has a button here, a little momentary here. Has lots of what appear to be just banana jack kind of plugs, of which I don't even think I have any here. These look to be like 1/8 inch, phono, stereo jacks, whatever. Diraj, how's it going? I think it's a piece of television test equipment. Let's look it up and see. I kind of really doubt we're gonna find this. So I got it at this. We had that SETI show a few weeks ago. We went to a place called Free Geek, which does like electronics recycling, repair, redistribution to like community groups, things like that. I'm doing okay. It's gonna be a weird aimless day. They'll like take in a bunch of old computers and repair them and give them to some community group or something, but sometimes they end up with a bunch of old... I think a lot of this came from Lewis and Clark University. They had tons of old, what looked like TV test equipment, calibration equipment, things like that. So let's look up calibration unit X00/262. I don't think we're going to find anything. Yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know. This is was built by some lab or built by somebody in a lab or who knows. I couldn't tell you. Something from my room? Is something missing? What's missing? I do need to put something up over here. You know what I should put? I mean, this thing's getting close. Actually the battery on is probably dead. Shoot. Well, never mind. Should plug that in with one of these mini cables. Which one would be the right one? This one? We got the spherical glow thing we've been working on. We're kind of sort of working-ish. Let's plug this in. The goal is to eventually build a frame for this. I guess in my mind I had that I'm going to wait until I ordered that Onefinity CNC router. Okay, so my desk is a mess. just like everything else in this office. Oh, that's true. I could just stick something up there. How's it going, Binary? What's it? Is there? I don't know. Is there something usually back here? I mean, lately this thing's just been back here. It's decorative. Okay, let's try to do this. I feel like this is not really going to work very well. I don't know. How's this going to be? Don't look at my body. So here's our calibration unit. What is supposed to calibrate? I do not know. Again, there's no connectors on the side. I assume that this is voltage in. Kind of a weird little dude. I don't. Well, maybe Jiraj, this is like a find the missing thing game. And if you find the thing that's missing and you click on it, you win $1 million. It's not what this is. I don't have $1 million. Let's try to manually focus. This is going to be a disaster. I hate this camera. I think there's that new or new-ish Elgato camera. I wonder if it's any better. It does give you at least more control. You can control shutter speed and ISO directly. So what is this thing? What is it? I don't know. It looks like there's power here. Looks like there's some kind of 5-pin connector here. Some kind of 7-pin connector here. 7-pin connector? I don't know what that is. 2 jacks here, 2 buttons here. One is called RU. I don't know. Russia? Or is it like RU? Disc. Maybe that's discovery. Maybe it's disco. Maybe it's something about a disc. Term. Rec. Hit record. Var. High. Low. FCT code. I don't know. I don't know what any of this is. This appears to be the on-off switch. Looks like this is probably a power light. Again, we have R and select. Like, who knows? I don't know what any of this is. I mean, it really may be like a totally custom-built thing for some lab. I don't know. This is not etched in, but it seems fairly durable. Maybe it's screen printed on the labeling. I don't exactly know what the process would be. It looks very clean. The letters are clean. I mean, the device is dirty, but the application of these labels is clean. It doesn't look perfectly straight, though. You know, it looks like a little bit, I won't say amateurish, but not like... Oh, I don't know. Let's see what's inside. Okay, let's open it up. So, we got all these... I mean, another thing that makes it seem custom, I don't know why, is a bunch of flathead screws. So let's try, what do we think? Ooh, what a fit. What an incredible fit. It's a good fit. No. It's not a radio. It's a calibration unit for some other piece of equipment. But I just don't know what that piece of equipment is. I would guess some kind of whatever U.S. broadcast equipment, but I don't recognize any terms on here. I only say that because it was with other stuff that seemed more specifically associated with like test pattern generators and so on and so forth. But it's true. It's kind of hard to use this with my microphone in the way. Oops. I did get a new. This was a silly purchase. I couldn't resist it. Not this. I like this. This is that nice Vera, my nice Vera ratcheting screwdriver that I like. I did get a. Let's just use it because maybe it'll fit a little better in the space we have allotted. I just got this. I got it as kind of an excuse to use. Sorry, microphone. I got this just as an excuse to order something from KC Tool. It's a Staubwille little ratcheting driver, which I don't know. It's maybe weird. I don't really think of that company. I don't know Staubwille very well, but I think of them more as like a ratchet and socket kind of company. Wrenches, not ratcheting driver, but you'd think like, well, you know, still ratcheting mechanism in there. I don't know. It was the tool of the day a few days ago or earlier this week. I got it as kind of a Valentine present to myself. It feels pretty sturdy, feels good. I'm not crazy about the feel of this material, but it's okay. The only thing I don't like about it is there's these weird lines. I don't know if they're like some kind of casting or forging or stamping. I don't know. I don't know what the process was to make this. But there's these lines on it next to those arrows that kind of make it seem, I don't know, sort of cheap. Like, and maybe that's being kind of nitpicking, but you think when you're getting like premium German tools, I don't know, it just makes it look a little cheap, or like it's like molded plastic, even though it is metal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, what's weird is that seam isn't on the rest of it. I mean, there's a slight, there's a slight lip there, but as far as having an actual straight up seam, it's only in these two little, whatever, between these, what would you call that? Little fluted areas. Anyway, I don't know. It's not a huge deal. But more than anything, it was just an excuse because I've been wanting to order something from KC Tool for a long time. They're kind of overpriced. I mean, they are definitely overpriced, but they seem cool. I like their stuff. They sent it so quickly. I ordered from another place. I think that was the wrong screw to take out, actually. Another place I don't even mention. That is now it's 2 weeks since I ordered. They still haven't even shipped it. It's very frustrating. This does not appear to be getting any looser. I don't know, but this is a new... Who knows? I don't know. This is like... I think this is a relatively new item from them. So I think this actually... I didn't need to take this screw out. It's probably holding something internally. Probably be paying attention to where these screws come from. I don't know why I have... You would think it'd be these two and these two. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So maybe that's all I need to do to remove this. And these other screws are just holding things. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I don't know at all, but I would guess this is maybe just some kind of off-the-shelf enclosure that you can get. Has a pretty interesting smell in it. But they didn't modify this in any way, so and it's pretty thick. Pretty robust, but it does feel like it's plastic, but it's pretty burly. Has some little threaded, I guess, brass inserts. I don't know. But there's no, I don't know. I guess you would imagine. I mean, I'm sure they just built it. If it's purpose built, they built it for its purpose. So it's just weird to me that the power is straight on the front like this. Like you can imagine if this is plugged in, you just have a cable coming off the front, kind of in your face, where you're trying to work with it. But maybe that makes sense because you've got other cables and leads coming off also. I don't know. There's two different flavors of knobs. One of these is I guess a rotary encoder that's just turning forever. It's got like a little resistance to it, actually. But it does seem to turn forever, so I assume that's a rotary encoder. This one is more like a... It's actually pretty interesting when we look at the back. I checked it out before. So it's this... I don't know what you'd call this. It's like a rotary switch with multiple contacts. I'm sure they do. Oops. I don't know what the name is for it, but it looks like this internally, where it just has all of these contacts. And then I guess, I don't know, but my assumption is as you turn this, it just grounds. Whatever, or grounds or pulls high or whatever, when you make the connection. What's weird though, is it appears that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 connections, but there's way more wires than that. So I don't really know. And there's like 2 rows. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be that it's possible to use this for more switches, and then maybe there's just some little limiter on it that's letting it only go to 6. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty. I mean, I'm kind of into this. I don't know how to wire it. I assume this is made. I assume it has all these other connections because you could remove whatever is limiting it, from turning only 180 degrees or whatever it's turning. Anyway, so we got that thing. Electrically, Who knows what's going on? We got some kind of... Okay, this is Life is Yours is going to help us out here. Some kind of transformer. With numbers on it. Oego. So I'm guessing like we get line... Well, who knows? We get line voltage in here. Oh, great. They use black wires for all three. Very good. Definitely always use black wires for... I guess L is maybe line, G is ground, N is neutral, and they use the same color wire for all three? Or is L live? Ooh, did I get a little bit of a... I think I got a tiny bit of a tingle. Oh, well, look at the size of that capacitor in there. No way. There's no way. That can't be true. Did I really get a tingle or did I just get pricked? This probably hasn't been plugged in for 20 years. There was no way that I got... I mean, those are very large capacitors. I guess I should... How scared should I be? There's no way I should be scared, right? Who knows? Like, this thing... There's no way this thing has been plugged in like, the last 10 years. Maybe I just, like, pricked my finger or something and it felt tingly. That was weird, though. Look at these traces. Kind of into them. Very, very organic. So there are two huge capacitors in here. What's the easiest way to discharge a giant cap? There's no way. There's no way. There's right. I mean, unless like somebody tested it before it got donated. That's still feels like there's no way. Some people say discharge it with an incandescent bulb. I don't think I have an incandescent bulb. I really don't think. Life is Yours, tell me I'm safe. Where are you? There's no way, right? Cute little discharge tool. There's just two... Okay, I wouldn't even be thinking about it. But on the side, it says, don't open this, high voltages. It has two pretty substantial capacitors in there. I mean, it has also some other capacitors, but there's two, like, really pretty serious capacitors in here. And I could have been 100% my imagination. I'm almost positive it's my imagination. I felt like I got just a little tingle, which seems impossible, right? Like, this thing just hasn't been touched in 1,000 years. So there's no way, right? You may use a screwdriver or a light bulb to discharge the capacitor. Great. Wait, how do you do it with a screwdriver? Just put it across the leads? Insulated screwdriver. Okay, whatever. I will just... Yeah, I'm just gonna... There's no way. There's no way that there's anything here, but just because I have a multimeter right here, let's just check it. Where's the other... What's wrong with my multimeter? Wake up. Nothing. Nothing. Of course not. Of course there's nothing. Okay, actually. Okay, like a few... Okay, it's actually not nothing. Which is kind of... But... What is that? That's set to 20 volts. Okay, it's only 0.03 volts. But that's still kind of impressive that there would be any voltage. Do I have the right lead? Doesn't that... Is that crazy? Okay, maybe reading those 0.03 volts discharged it. Okay, whatever. I'm fine. It's fine. We're fine here. I don't know. Maybe I just hit my thumb, poked my thumb. I don't think I'm going to blow myself up. I think it's totally safe. It's just made me... I don't know. That'd be a really silly way to get hurt. Just gonna look and see if there was anything about this little transformer. Oego? I assume that's a transformer. Oego? 17... I mean, again, to be very clear, I have no idea what's going on in this. This brought up toy transformers. So, not really what we're looking for. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe this is actually a transformer. Maybe it is more than meets the eye. Okay, so anyway, the thing is, I don't really want any of this stuff. Look at this. Yeah, here's a weird thing where somebody calibrated the calibration unit and then just these look like little trimmer pots that they calibrated the calibration unit and then just put... I don't know what this is. Oh no, I decalibrated. Oh no, I decalibrated the calibration. I don't even know what this is. It's not... It might just be like silicone caulk. I guess that's what it is. It's probably silicone. So that's kind of funny. They just calibrated it and then just squirted silicone all over it, which is kind of nice because that will hold it in place. And it's easy to remove and it holds up over time. So that's kind of cute. Okay, so there's just all these little... There's these 3 little trimmers. Trimmer pots. Is that what we call those? There's another smaller transformer in here. I assume that's a transformer, but what do I know? Nothing. It's riveted in, which is a little annoying. I mean, looks like everything's through hole. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know what any of this stuff is, really. I know what 1 out of 5 of these things are. There's a few little ICs in there. Lots of resistors. Giant, scary capacitors. But, I don't know. There's not really... I don't know who made it or where it came from. It looks homemade-ish, or like... Yeah, I do want to steal those trim pots. I'm going to steal the stuff that seems like it would be fun to steal, for sure. Look at this unblown fuse. Okay, look at these nice standoffs. That's the real... Love that. Okay, well, let's start... I'm going to tear things up. Somebody's gonna watch this one day on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, somebody commented. I don't like comments, and I don't like ever reading comments. If somebody needs help with something, I'll be aware of. I try to be aware of it, but in general, I don't pay attention to YouTube comments at all. But one time, I accidentally looked at one from last week, and first it was somebody writing to tell me that the video was terrible. I don't remember which video it was. Me trying to figure something out, or who knows. And then they took the time to write and say, and it was, very appreciative. This person's my mentor now, to give me the life advice of like, don't learn things on stream. that I basically shouldn't stream unless I already know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the wrong screwdriver for the job here. So, I mean, I'm already violating that because I don't really know what I'm doing here. So, and actually, now that I think about it, I think that person's, I don't even know what that's screwed into. I think that person's YouTube user icon was a transformer. So, okay, so what do we have here? This is kind of nice. These are all, wow, that was probably a pain to do. These are all, or at least appear to be, almost like little spade connectors, except not spade connectors. Or like Molexy kind of connectors, maybe, without the, I don't know what to call them. I mean, they look a little bit like those other, yeah. They're just like little crimped on dudes, and then the board just has little nubbies on them, which is nice, so that you can disconnect this whole thing without cutting or breaking wires. I have no reason to do this. I have no ambitions of putting this back together or using it ever again, but somebody went through the trouble to crimp these, and I'm sure it was a pain. So just as a tribute to that person, let's they still take a bit of force. Let's pop all these. And yeah, I do agree. I think I would like to try to salvage some of the stuff here. I don't have a very... I was about to say I don't have a very exotic desoldering setup. That is to say, I don't have a desoldering setup at all, except for some solder wick. And my favorite desoldering technique that I learned in grad school, which this board's probably a little too big to demonstrate. Basically, if you have a small board, you hold it in your hand, you get the solder hot, and then while the solder's real hot, you just slam your hand down on the table real fast, and it will fling out all the solder. And the solder gets everywhere, gets in your eyes, gets on your skin while it's burning hot. But it gets off the board. So that's what the goal is. And so, mission accomplished, I guess. Did I just break that? I don't think so. What are these little black dudes? Are these capacitors of some kind just covered in something? I should probably know that, right? We do have a pretty nice... Actually, we have an okay desoldering setup. It's not okay, it's good. Like a good desoldering setup at SETI. Like a... What are those? Hako? Desoldering guns, but we got like an obscenely nice one that I have not tried yet. Metcal? Is that the brand? The super nice? It's like... It's above my pay grade. Look at these capacitors. 40 volts. They're probably no good anymore, right? This hasn't been served. Actually, are these electrolytic? I assume? I guess. Shouldn't they be, like, spewing sludge all over now? That they're almost as old as me? Probably older. That's just when it was last serviced. Uh-oh. Oh no. There were some tiny little plastic gaskets, and I just lost one. I didn't even see it until it was disappearing. Okay, silicone stuff. So here's our little board. What is any of this stuff? I don't know. The tip 31. There's some cute little ICs. I guess we could look them up and figure out what they're for, but eh. Look at this. This is a little sculpture here. Look at this little work of art. I like that. That's a pretty weird thing. I wonder if that was that must have been a repair or like a, yeah, I don't know. Like the rest of the board is relatively, the rest of the board looks thoughtful and nice and clean. And it looks like, I assume, I don't know. Here's me assuming things as someone who is not very good. Yep, there was this little jumpy dude too. Yeah, I'm sure it was a repair or an adjustment or whatever. But when I see stuff like this, it makes me assume that somebody knew what they were doing. In terms of like these very organic traces. Like I always make the mistake to be like, well, I want my traces to be as aesthetically pleasing as possible. But I guess especially if you're doing, if this is some kind of calibration unit for some kind of processing of signals, you want to be very aware of how your traces are laid out. But what do I know? Yeah, this I agree with you that this is someone coming back later and doing something charming. The resistor is elsewhere though. So who knows what was going on there? I can't really see what the IC is underneath. Not that I'd recognize it anyway, but there's this very cute little dude, which I don't know what this is. I guess this is another little transformer. Who knows? Who knows? Is this cute thing? A little... What is this? Oh, fancy heatsink on there. So, yeah, I don't know. I do like these pots. That much I can say. Pots are cool. Anything else on this board, I don't really know. Yeah, I like it. It's a patch. It's just a patch. What is this thing? Oh, it also has a little coil in there. Well, so I think I pulled a screw out of that, but I didn't know. I mean, I obviously don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, that's maybe a crystal. So I don't know. Nothing is jumping out to me on here. This is just for this. Tip 31. It's little whatever heatsinky dude. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep the... Yep, that's true. I could just flush cut him. That's true. Okay, I will keep those. I don't know. Maybe there's other stuff on here I should keep, but I don't know. Is there any other 40-year-old almost components on here I need? Probably not. The answer's probably no. Probably no. For anyone who's watching who actually knows what they're doing, you may have other opinions. This is crazy. Look at the way this... Look at this. Okay, so this is the what I assume is a rotary encoder, I guess. But look at it. There's 3. It has bearings. That's cool. Although it seems like it's... So here's the issue. It seems like it is not infinite the way you would expect a rotary encoder to be. Like, I can turn it... Okay, I don't think it... So it here's the thing. It eventually stops spinning internally. I can still spin the knob. I feel some resistance. The knob still spins, but it does actually stop. So that's kind of weird, right? Does that mean it's not an encoder, that it is really just some kind of fancy pot? It does have some labeling on it. I don't know. I've never seen that. I think it's cool. And then this thing is awesome. I really like this guy. Okay. So let's try to get... How do we get this off? You would kind of think it was press. Oh no, it has the teeniest little set screw in the side. Interesting. Did this one also? No. Okay. I've been meaning to buy a precision driver kit, but I don't have one yet. In fact, I had one in my shopping cart last night. And this one, unfortunately, the tip is is damaged. It is a Craftsman, which used to mean something. So, but I don't think, who knows, is it old enough where they would just replace it? I walked into Lowe's. I think Lowe's has Craftsman now. Okay, I think I just broke this more. Good. Let's see what else I have. I have this kind of lame, husky... I really don't like this thing. I'd like to get maybe a nice Weehaw precision kit, but I would imagine in here there's something... Maybe that guy? Ooh, that guy. Look at that. I think that's even too small. What do we have here? Some Torx and some Torx. Some Phillips. Robertson. Life is yours. What is the preferred fastener head type in Norway? Posi drive, Torx. What do you use in your Norwegian electrician's land? I think this one fits maybe. Torx. United States people still think Phillips is good somehow. Maybe just because they don't know what to compare it to other than slotted. Okay, try to do this outstripping this. Is it left-handed thread? Why is this so hard? It might help if I did not only have very cheap... That's too big. Wait, is that plus? Is that Phillips or is that Posi? I thought Europe liked Posi more than Phillips. Maybe it just depends on where. Well, I bent this cheap Husky. I mean, it's not surprising, but I did bend the cheap Husky head, which is lame. Why would this set screw be that hard? Unless, is it something silly like it's left-handed thread? What? Did I get it? Good grief. How was that hard? Set screw placed there by... Okay. Kind of tore that up a little bit, but... It would appear I did more damage to my screwdriver than to the... Jiraj, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, well, we got that. That was kind of a... That was sort of disappointing. Dakaware, Chicago. Well, Dakaware, I don't know how I feel about your... I don't have any jeweler's files to clean that up. That's too bad. Oh well. Oh well. This has some gross gunk on the front. Maybe that used to be a button. Okay, so what were we doing? We want to get these... I don't even know what to call it now. I guess it's not an encoder? Hey, by the way, check out these jams. The Happy Music channel's back. Pliers wrenches to the rescue. I guess I'll just clean this whole thing off with, like, I don't know, WD-40 and some steel wool. I don't want to really scratch up the labels, though. I don't have to worry. The face is already brushed, so not too worried about that. But I prefer not to scratch the labels. Or maybe I don't care. Do I care? Happy channel. Good question, actually. I don't know. I don't know what their policy is on that. Like, if you can, like, if their license is truly, oh, you can only play this while streaming. What if I was watching my old streams, just listening to happy music? Okay, let's get this weird thing out. I don't know what it is, but it's cool. Oh, that's cute. It has its little locking tab, and they just partially drilled into the dude. So we do have quite a few rivets on here that I guess I'll just either drill out or just leave. So we got our little wire harness. So unfortunately, on this side of things, they did make the connectors on the board side reusable, but not so much on this side. Some nice... These snips. I need some new snips. I don't know what to get. Kind of want some nice ones, but not like $200 nice. But I feel like these are not doing it for me anymore. Could just use my flush cutters. I know lots of people use those for zip ties, but... Okay, I'm just gonna cut all these. I like this wire. Okay, we got some nice... Somebody did a pretty good job tidying this up, but all the wires on this side of the circuit are soldered, not... reusably connected, unfortunately. $19.58 for zip ties? I didn't know that either. I mean, this certainly has had some repairs done since it was made, so I don't know how to date this at all. All I know is that on the side it says it was due for calibration in 1984, so who knows when it was made. I guess there's things in it that don't look super old, but... This is also LaGrange, Illinois. Or another Illinois piece. This cool... whatever this is, pot or encoder with... with the bearings in it is Mexico. I think I'm just gonna snip these things, right? Even if I decide to reuse them, I'm not gonna reuse these wires, so I should just snip everything. Is there a reason I shouldn't do that? I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm doing it. Doing it. I did it. Okay. Yeah, what is this thing? How's this thing work? So I don't think it has any branding. It has some numbers on it. Let's see. R00-067. Okay. 137-8141. We're never gonna find out what this is. Mexico. No. So what is this thing? Encoder with bearings. This is an encoder. Is it a pot? It would have more wires if it was an encoder, right? It must just be a pot. Is that true? Potentiometer with 3 bearings. It's not labeled with a rating the way you would kind of hope a pot would be. It's just so weird. That thing of letting you turn it forever but just getting kind of tense, is it just... I've never... It's not weird. I guess just for fun, you can just... Well, let's see what we're doing here. So what do we need? What do I do? Just put it on like 20 kiloohms? I don't know what it is. You see this? Okay, so I need more. Okay, turning this. So it probably needs to be across here, is that right? No easy way to do this, unfortunately. Okay. So it seems like a 5K? Does that seem reasonable? 5K pot? $6K? I don't know. 5.5? Am I doing this correctly? What am I missing here? Is this not how you're supposed to test a pot? 5.75? Well, I don't know. It appears to me, the expert, I guess this was on here pretty tight. I can see where the little set screw was eating into this. It appears to me, as the world's foremost expert on potentiometers from Mexico, that this is that it is a potentiometer. That's as an expert in potentiometers, I'm gonna say that is that's what this is, right? Shouldn't have put away the little thing. Okay, wait. This is definitely the shopping list is getting some nicer precision screwdrivers, because this is ridiculous. Okay. Well, this isn't quite as cool as I initially thought it was, but still kind of cool. I mean, it's cool to just see the bearings there. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure somebody knows the actual reason for any of this, but that person is not me. Okay, so we have that thing. This thing seems like maybe a Gray Hill 8040. That feels like a thing we'd be able to find, right? That looks like more of a... Yeah, okay. So this is the thing that actually... This appears to be a thing. I mean, maybe this model isn't available anymore, but... Okay. What do you call these? A rotary switch? I mean, I feel like this is the coolest thing in here. Especially now that I know that that pot's not a pot. So I'm gonna snip everybody. Oops, don't do that. What the heck? What's going on? Oh, that was 2 pins. That was just one very yucky pin. Look, it's diffusing a bomb. That's jumped for some reason. Maybe there's a good reason. I don't know. It's not jumped anymore. I've never used one of these. I don't know how they work. I mean, I guess I shouldn't really understand the principle just by looking at it, but as far as how to, yeah, some of these are jumped in a pretty funny way. But as far as like how you wire this, or what is the expected, if there's some convention for it, I assume there is. I've just never used one. I mean, of course, obviously there's some proper way to do it. I just mean a convention in terms of like, oh, all rotary switches work this way or that way or whatever. I've just never used one, so I don't know. So the thing is, when you look inside here, it looks like there's 12 positions, but it was only using... Oh, cool! Okay, I get it. I see how it works. So I think my suspicion was correct, that it is a thing that supports up to 12 positions, but it has like a mechanical limiter. If that's the right term. Probably not the right term, but you know what I mean. It is mechanically limited by... There's a little pin here. Maybe we'll see this. So there's, you know, some branding here, positions per pole, and first position. So you can set, there's a little tab that goes in there. And so right now, positions per pole is set to 6, which I think that is what we decided we had, right? We had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it won't turn anymore because of that. And then that's where we say, yeah, the first stop is there. So how do we configure that? It looks like, okay, there's another little kind of knurled knob here, and I think I can... That kind of looks like there can only be 11 positions. But let's try it. I mean, maybe you're supposed to fully remove this. Okay. So keep that one down. Pop this up. It's very long. Surprisingly long. Why is it so long? I don't know. Guess that is just... I'm going to say that's excessively long. Okay. But we can't put it in the same stop as the first position, seemingly. So if we... Yeah, I wonder if you're just supposed to remove this. Okay, so if we do that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, wait, 13? 14? Uh-oh. Oh, uh-oh. Hold on. Maybe I broke it. Okay, let me just tighten that. We'll try again. Okay, so that's position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. So how do you get 12? Do you just remove that stop? Oh, it's interesting. The stops are actually kind of between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then I can't turn it to 12 currently. Maybe you just have to fully remove the stop. That's going to be my guess. That's my guess. Anyway, that thing is cool. I assume... I don't know. I really don't know. There's 2 leads that come in on top. There's a place on the sides where some of the leads are doubled, and then there's just like individual leads all the way around. And I don't know if you're like connecting these 2 together when you turn there, or if when you turn there, you're connecting this input to there and this to there. Like, I don't know. I mean, we could certainly look it up and learn, but for the moment, I'm going to say that thing's cool, and I like it. And it's the coolest thing in here so far. So, great. Set that thing aside. Should be keeping better track of these screws, probably. Especially these 4. These 3 seem less important. I like these screws. Okay, so one day I should get a good multimeter. One of these days for my birthday, Life is Yours is going to buy me a fluke. So these 2 screws are just for this transformer. I don't think that transformer and I have a future together. Right? Like, it's never going to happen. Do I have a tiny enough nut driver that fits that? What if I do? In fact, this is too big. It's not going to clear that little bit. That's too bad. Maybe the other one? I kind of doubt it. Well, let's see. On this Stanley. It's fine. If not, it's okay. Neither of these seem to be sized appropriate. Oh, that one is, actually. Great. I'm just going to take these screws out and put them back in for visual flair, I think. Use the washer. Don't lose the washer. Good grief. I need a work mat. Tried to eat the nut. Tried to devour the nut. Yeah, what's a good work mat? There's the silicone soldering mats. Silicone's kind of gross. Silicone. I already established that I can't tell the difference. This side doesn't fit. It's a little bit annoying. How come that side fit and this side doesn't? Whatever. Oh, the pliers wrench. Magical tool. Magical tool. Okay, not very graceful, but I got it. And the pliers wrench didn't even drop the nut. Okay. Did I lose the washer? The washer? Where's the washer? So I didn't have a washer? That's how we say it in Texas. Weird. Okay. Just making progress all day. You, Transformer, are just... I think you're fired, buddy. Sorry. Trim all these other leads, I guess, while we're at it. Or not trim the leads, I guess. Trim the wires connected to the little pins everywhere. Kind of like, I mean, there's really no reason for me to save these wires, right? I think I'm gonna. Just somehow I like them. Especially these in here. Just remind me of mint toothpaste or something. It's the refreshing stripe. There's another little diode floating in the air. Is that another emergency repair? Okay, I think we're at the point where we're just gonna give everybody a haircut, right? These banana plugs. So I'm not I'm not much of a banana plug person. I don't know that I have any anywhere here. Maybe somewhere. This power connector is this maybe the sketchiest part of this whole thing. Not super into that power connector. Okay, we're getting there. Still so much spaghetti. So much spaghetti. However, these guys, there's something to that. And by these guys, I mean the little whatever. I always think of them as eighth inch stereo cables, which probably doesn't make any sense because these are not stereo. They're like tip. They're not tip ring sleeve. I guess they're tip and sleeve, no ring. That's what they look like to me, at least. But I think they are. You know, like you'd have on a phono jack. Is that the right eighth inch phono? Or the kind of jack cable that's used on modular synth, for example. Or whatever weird modular synthy stuff you want to do. That's what these feel like to me. But I don't make modular synths. What do I know? So, what are we going to do with this thing? What I was thinking is we just stick a teensy in it. And then just have whatever random leads we want. Maybe that's not the right answer, actually. Maybe the right answer is some ESP. Life is yours. Are you still there? What ESP board do people like now? ESP32, is that still the thing? Has something superseded it? The Raspberry Pi Pico doesn't have Wi-Fi, does it? Is that what that thing is called? I kind of want one of those. But I don't think they have Wi-Fi. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let's look it up. You have no clue? Oh, I forgot, you're a web developer. No, well, I mean, aside from the Pico, I mean, aside from Raspberry Pi, like, do people still like ESP32s? Is that what people do for their little Internet of Things projects? Or people use something else now? This, I don't know about this thing. What would we even do with this? Problem is, if we get rid of it, it's like, what are we gonna replace it with? Yeah, ESP32. We got this big fuse here. Don't really have a need for that. It's not blown though. Still good. The fuse is still good, but I'm gonna take it out. Probably should be paying attention to where the screws go, but hey, it's on video, right? If it really mattered, I could go back and... Okay, I wasn't sure about this stubby. Maybe it's growing on me. I just saw my phone light come on, but it's so buried under stuff that... That's a little annoying. That's not a great... Yeah, it's not great. I don't like that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. So those are the transformer. That was the... whatever that was. What was that? I don't know what this screw is. Oh, these are for the posts. So there's three screws. These 3 screws are just for these tall posts. I like those posts. And they really are just, I mean, we're not going to probably keep that little daughter board, so these posts could be harvested, but I would probably want to keep the, I don't just want to like overstrip just to the point that suddenly there's nothing to stick in any of the places. So these, I don't understand these. So these, I guess these are like, these are banana jacks, right? But don't. I just don't have any to test. Okay, we do have a little LED in there. And a cute little sleeve kind of thing. I guess that's just press fit in there? I don't know. How'd that get in there? How'd they do that? Let's break it. Or was it soft rubber at one point, and now it's just hard grossness? Okay, I see. Little kind of gasket sort of dude. And then this pinches. How the heck am I going to get that? I can't tell how this works. I don't think this is going to be salvageable, right? I mean, I kind of like it. Okay, I got it. I see. Okay, it's like a 3-part little faceplate LED kind of thing. How many Twitch streams do we think Life is Yours is watching right this minute? Plus, and then also how many YouTube videos simultaneously? Okay. I got that out. I don't know. Probably not salvageable, but hey. All these little banana jacks just have these little dudes on the back. I feel like I'm enjoying these pliers. I feel like I'm still not quite using them. I'm all for it. I feel like I have not quite gotten the knack for for adjusting them. I feel like every time I do it, it's kind of clumsy. Okay, I mean, what do I think about banana jacks? I don't know. These could just become little LED holders, I guess, right? We just stuck 5mm LEDs sticking out of the front of them. They'd be very nubby. So we're about to run into an issue. Well, not quite to the issue yet, but we're almost to the issue where all of these the switches, and then that, whatever those are, that 5-pin and 7-pin connectors, those connectors are riveted in, unfortunately, which is not, which I'm not crazy about. I would have liked it more if everything was and, you know, mechanically disassemblable. I guess drilling through something still counts as mechanical disassembly. What am I gonna do with this thing? So I want it to probably have some kind of plug on it. I was thinking, and this is definitely Binary's fault, but I was thinking of getting a little PoE switch just to run power and Ethernet all over the place. Maybe. What's going on with my phone? What does everybody want? Okay, so I guess we'll just drill those out, right? I don't know what else to do. That's all you can do. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was in the middle of a statement. Like, what are we going to do with this thing? We want to get power inside of it. We probably want to get internet inside of it. I wonder if this case is shielded or something. Like, would we have trouble with it? It's plastic, but it's really thick. So for all I know, there's like some kind of mesh inside to prevent interference through the plastic. Who knows? We'll drill a hole in it, or cut a giant hole in it. Uh-oh. Okay, what is that thing called? Raspberry Pi Pico. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, right? Right? It's too little. It's just too cute. I don't think so. I mean, we could also put a whole Raspberry Pi in there, I guess. We could put a we could put that new Raspberry Pi 2W in there. That is a sad missed opportunity because it only has 512 meg RAM, which is such a bummer. Really wish you could pay a little more and get it with more. I don't understand. I mean, I understand them wanting to make the $5 computer. That's all fine. I get it. For $10 or how much it actually costs. 15, who knows. And I get it. You want to keep costs down. That's part of it's a design constraint. But like the Raspberry Pi 4, they have what, 4 or 5 SKUs with different amounts of memory? Don't they have 1 gig, 2 gig, 4 gig, 8 gig? Is that true? They have at least 3, right? And so why not make a Pi 0W and charge the extra $5 to give it a gig of RAM, to have a gig of RAM model? Why, I ask you? So why does this look like this? Maybe this is some specialty connector because it feels like it has more. Why would this have 4 different? Okay, we're getting close. We get this. We get the oh no. Take the posts off. Take the buttons off, which the buttons seem fine. Maybe not super great, but fine. They also are just these little panel mount buddies. And then everything else will be annoying. Is it weird that the Pi Pico doesn't have Wi-Fi? I'm sure you're supposed to just like plug it in to another thing. Oh, lock washer on it? I'm doing a bad job of keeping this on camera. I know. I realize also I should have taken the post out first, and that would have made all the rest of this easier. What are you gonna do? These buttons are okay. I mean, internally they're cool. The button itself is so... It's kind of underwhelming, but the... behind the scenes, pretty cool. By stripping this, though, and drilling all these things out, it's not going to look as cool as it did, which is going to be sad. It's going to not be as good as, or just home decor. I'm ruining my home decor at the moment. Okay, and all these buddies. What is with all the slack? Come up. Okay. Got these nice standoffs. Very impressive. Kind of wish there were 4 instead of 3, but what are you gonna do? Guess they had to keep costs down. I should probably hang on to this fuse. I don't really want it, but one day I'm gonna need a fuse. Right? One day? Okay. We are down to stuff with rivets. I don't have a little rivet, buddy. I wonder if I can clean all this. Soak it in vinegar or something. I guess I would like to try to keep the buttons because I think they're kind of cool. But pretty grubby. Okay, I guess we're gonna just drill this out. Drill all these little babies out. I don't know what else to do to them, really. So... these. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a better option here. Is there a better option? If there's a better option, I don't know what it is. Okay, speak now. Forever hold your peace. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Did I get it? Might be too small. These also might be probably terrible drill bits. Okay, I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna use a less terrible bit. I'm gonna put on goggles because I feel like I'm gonna break this bit and it's gonna fly into my eyeball. So those are my two things I'd like to do. Maybe these will be better. Okay, of course, proper PPE. Shouldn't even use a drill. What was I thinking? Shouldn't even touch a drill without goggles on. But I thought it was really just going to go right through there. It did not. Did not go right through there. So let's try this little 5/8 buddy. I don't think I've ever even used this particular bit. Hopefully it's sharp. I got stuck. Choke up on this a little more. I was not expecting these rivets to be this tough. I gotta admit. I think my strategy is wrong. I think I need to use a much bigger bit and just try to eat away that top surrounding surface of the... They're kind of small, so I don't really know. I don't really know what to do, but we'll just feel our way through it, huh? Oh, good heavens. Scratch up my terrible desk. It's a little closer to what we wanted to happen. What we want to happen. Okay. Not the prettiest, I'll admit. But we did it. Sort of. And by it, I mean we broke it, but hey. It was our goal to break it, so... A way to hold this that's a little more dangerous, maybe. Yeah, it really even should be bigger. Maybe I should be focused on tearing up the little kind of, you know, whatever you call it. The riveted part. Oh yeah, I have to stay right through that. Okay, this is what I should have done from the start. Oh yeah, that was way easier. Okay. Well, note to self for the future. Yeah, well, I don't have any punches. Let me get some punches. Problem with that is that now I do have to probably drill out the middle with a smaller bit. I mean, that was good for getting the pieces off, but now, like, how do I get the actual rivet out without a punch? Got no punches. Well, heck. I mean, probably if we just did this. How's that fit? Poorly. I don't know. This would be much easier with a drill press. I don't have a drill press in my closet. Yet. Whoa. Okay, that's one way to do it. Serious? Woof. How are these rivets this tough? Sure, there's a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is. My headphone cable wrapping around the drill is not the most helpful. How is this possible? I think I slipped off of the rivet. I really just need a punch. You know, to punch it. Right? How is this so hard? Okay, this other one now, I feel like I've messed up. Yeah, this one I'm in trouble. Maybe it's got enough. No way. How did I do this? How did I make such a terrible mistake? Okay. I don't know, everybody. What do I do? Just not enough to get under that side, I don't think. Would need something extremely sharp and extremely strong. Like the terrible Husky screwdriver I already bent, right? Both sharp and strong. Yeah, there's no way. That's not gonna work. What a terrible idea. How do I do this with a punch? The hole's crooked now. There's not enough to grab it from the top. If I keep drilling, I'm just gonna like pop out the side. Axio, did you do this? How's it going? All right, we're just gonna drill through. We're just gonna go for it. It's gonna be wrong. We screwed up. We're gonna face the consequences. Terrible. 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 Oh my gosh, what an embarrassment. I'm like screwed through the side of the rivet. Well, we got it out, but at what cost? Well, the cost was we ruined, I mean, whatever. The cost was a giant hole. That was the cost. Okay, I did a bad job. We gotta put some punches on the tool list. What an embarrassment. What happens when you don't have the right tool for the job? If I had just drilled it on top just to tear up the rivet and then just punched it through, probably would have been fine, right? That's probably someone who knew what they were doing would have done that and would have been fine. I feel like this bit was not serving me very well. It's admittedly a very small bit. Okay, we're gonna go. Should we just go for it? Try this. This could be ill-advised. We got all these big ones now. They're either going to be easier or harder. I don't... That one tore up. For a second, it seemed like they were going to be easier, but now... Who could say? Well, you know... Oops. Sometimes you gotta deal with rivets. And I'm gonna say, I need some punches. That's what we've learned here today, is I don't have any punches, and screwed up one of these holes because I was punchless, and here we are. Or, you know what, maybe the hole was screwed up underneath the rivet, and I just got caught in it. I'm gonna say that. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the hole was already screwed up, and that I'm a victim here. So how are we going to get these rivets out without a punch? Just keep grabbing tools until one of them works. Can you ask your intern to go buy some punches? Punch store? You know, it's kind of funny, I will admit, that just recently I was thinking about punches. And I was thinking beyond, well, maybe I'd want a nail set or something. But I was kind of thinking like, I don't know. I don't feel like I need punches. And look at me now. Desperate for a punch. My kingdom for a punch. Okay, here's the question. Do I grab a terrible Microsoft equation editor? Oh no, that doesn't sound good. Here's what we're gonna do. In this scrap box. Wait, I found a USB-C cable in this box. This is definitely what cheap IKEA tables were made for. for sure. We're gonna get a terrible somewhere. I'm looking for a tool bad enough to use to abuse. Okay. Well, it's either this or one of those cheap Ryobi drill bits. No, this is no good. It's no good. We need a proper vise. We need some proper punches. We just... I mean, the good news is I don't mind these here, I guess. These two. Those rivets, are I can live with it. Let's drill out these other two, and then, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to go clean this thing up. I would prefer not to... I kind of like the weird printing on it, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so... These are pretty weird, though. These come in from the front. I don't know about these. These seem pretty burly. Who knew these rivets would be so strong? It's almost like they're supposed to hold things forever. Woo. I mean, I'm almost to the point of just drilling all the way through. Should I just do that? I think I like the plate. I like it. I think I like it. I think I'd like to try to repurpose it. But I will admit to you that these rivets are more annoying than I thought they were going to be. This did not... I'm sure there's a way that's easier to do this, and I'm just doing a bad job, but hey. Okay, that one came off in the way that I had hoped the others would come off, so maybe that's a good sign. The problem is, and I recognize this now, maybe I recognize it now, is that by drilling these, the way that I'm drilling these, I'm like squishing and deforming the rivet at the same time, and it's a bad time. These Cobras can almost do it. Can almost grab it from the front. They're kind of doing it. That's sort of amazing. Wow, that's pretty impressive. There's like 0.1 millimeter of material to grab, and they were able to grab it and pull it out. Good job, Knipex. Very impressive. Okay, does that mean I can pop the other one? Ouch! Yes, it means I can pop the other one and stab myself with the screwdriver. So, good to know. Okay, that turned out okay. These holes are a mess, but I have something to deburr them with, I think. These are still, yeah, we don't talk about those. I can't believe these are able to grab that. That's pretty amazing. I'm deliberately kind of trying to tear it up to give me more surface area to grab, although it's not working as well this time, unfortunately. And this one doesn't have as much clearance. Although, I wonder with this, if I could just... a way to do this without hitting the... Oh yeah, great. Okay. Good heavens. Why is this so hard? Okay, we got that one. This connector is not... We're not salvaging this connector. It's the last one. It's now just like a war of attrition. I have to put a stop to it. It has gone too far. And I drilled in the wrong place with that one too. I don't even know how that's possible, really. I would have thought that the center of the rivet would kind of guide things, but I thought wrong. Don't look at what I'm doing. It's an abuse of tools. Not cooperating. How is this so burly? What's rivets made of? Okay, we need some punches. We need some more sizes of Knipex. Pliers. Just making a mess at this point. Don't look. Everything else is coming out okay. The thing that's going on under my fingers. Ooh, don't look at that. That's I'm gonna get banned from Twitch. I mean, oh gosh, that's terrible. Well, now I've really marred up that surface too. That's a bummer. How did I even do that? Shoot. Well, now I've like marred up the surface all the way around there. I don't even know. Do I even care anymore? Oh, that's too bad. I did want to save that. I got overzealous. Trying to pry it with the cheap screwdriver. And that was not the thing to do. Oh, it's not coming through there. Well, shoot. I don't know. I've gone too far. I definitely didn't want to mar up the surface like that. It's being so stubborn. I'm just legitimately baffled by this rivet. How is the last rivet the strongest rivet of all time? You go second gear. I think that's a no. I think that's a no. In fact, I mean, honestly. There we go. Okay. The trick was to, I should have thought of that already. Lower the speed of the drill, not raise the speed of the drill. It's metal. Metal wants to be drilled slowly. Okay. Well, definitely got some nicks and scratches there. Let's go ahead and drill out, finish drilling out these other two while we're in our destructive mode. That was weird. Again, somehow missed the hole, but okay. It's like I get pushed beside the rivet. Not that big of a deal, because in the future, whatever fasteners I use, I can just go through. Good grief. I can, cover the holes. It's not like they're giant, but... Well, we learned some things for the future. One is, I need to learn a better way to remove rivets. Also, it should have been so obvious, I should have thought of that. Anyone who's watching this on YouTube in the future, if you've been screaming at me saying, lower the speed of your drill, like, yeah, you're right. Okay, just gonna try to deburr these a little with this countersink tool. Countersink bit. I really tore up some of the ones with rivets. Okay. Lower speed would have been better. Cutting fluid, possibly smart? I don't know. Drill press certainly would have made that a much easier job to go in straight. I think that was part of my problem, as I was getting like ending up beside the rivet instead of going through the rivet. These weren't so bad. The little guys turned out okay. It's the big ones that were, oof. Well, most of the little guys. This one was kind of a mess. This is just, look. This giant one was major disaster. Major disaster. Need a proper deburring tool also. Add that to the list. I'll just be honest with you. I didn't think it was going to be put up that much of a fight. Now we know. I guess we know better now. Obviously, I need to go watch some YouTube videos on how to properly drill out rivets. I'm embarrassed. My face red. Okay. It's not terrible. That's kind of terrible. The giant ones just I ended up beside the rivet, so that's pretty bad. But that'll hide beneath the fastener. But I am pretty bummed out about all this other marring. I mean, not that it was in pristine shape to begin with, but definitely marred things up there a little more than they were. More than a little. A substantial amount more than they were. Anyway, and I can't just flip it to the back because the back has like the little divots and stuff for the pots. I mean, I marred at the back pretty well too. I mean, certainly there's another possibility we just replace the front too, of course. Like, and maybe that's really the thing to do, is just make our own new little front panel. I just thought this one was cool. So, I don't know. I'm going to go try to clean it up. I'll probably start, I guess, with just some WD-40 and some steel wool, and then maybe soak it in vinegar or something. I don't know. Okay, well, that was a lesson on how not to disassemble an enclosure for reuse, I guess. I mean, whatever. It's not the end of the world. A little annoying that I didn't get that better. The nice thing about it is that it already had a brushed finish, so I can just sand and scrub with steel wool, and it'll be okay, I think, because it'll hopefully just get lost in there. But definitely some of those mars are not shallow, but oh well. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, Binary, Axio, Life is Yours, Dirage. I don't know what we're gonna do with this yet. I kind of want to have it as just like a weird little, I don't know. It's gonna control my lights or something. Homebridge controller or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll pick it up another time. Thanks for hanging out. Bye. That was the wrong button.